How are y'all today? We're just giving a couple minutes for people to join us. I have caused us to be starting, a quarter of an hour later than usual. I apologize.
But if you have the blessing of notifications,
That blessing of notifications is a wonder all by itself.
if you're not signed up for notifications on this page, I encourage you to do so.
How you do that?
Well, see, I was about to say, I don't know how you do it,
Research.
but you can do it.
Research. Take it to the Lord. Tell him all about your trouble. Clown it. Clown.
You can do all things.
Yes, with God, all things are possible.
So, I'm not on Facebook. So,
You on Facebook right now?
but I don't do Facebook. So I don't have understanding of where everything is anymore. I used to be on Facebook, but not anymore. And then this platform of the lives,
It's a wonder, isn't it?
I don't know. Look, if somebody on here knows how to sign up for notifications,
That's how
please
you
put
use
it
your
in
resources.
the comments.
In the comments, tell us. I think you like and or follow
The
the
page
Weekly Wisdom
first.
with Rajel page, and maybe then the notifications just do what they're supposed to do. I don't know.
You don't know either, and you on
No,
Facebook.
I don't know. I'm on this side of the camera. You are on that side of the camera,
How
and
y'all
we're
do it?
bringing this side of the camera to you. Stephanie typed the word notifications.
Oh, so you just look for
Is there
probably the word
is there a
notification. I'm
word?
sure it's pretty straightforward. Just look on the page.
Is there a word from the
Look for the word notifications and click it.
or ticket? No, wait, no, that's the seatbelt law.
But seriously, that's going to be the best thing because that will definitely let you know when we have popped on.
Yes, we aim for.
Stephanie don't know either. Look at her.
Oh wow, I
Lord
think
have
follow.
mercy.
Yes.
She said, "I think follow." Somebody help us. Help the saints.
So we aim to be on every
Hey,
week
Marie.
at 12 p.m. Central Standard Time, which is 1 p.m. Eastern Time. You got to, I can't do everybody's time zone. I'm in Central Standard
CST.
Time. So
Yeah.
it's 12 o'clock over here. But I know many of you are Eastern Standard, so it's 1 o'clock for Eastern Standard Time people. Um, so we try to be there, and then either me or Camille will generally make us a little few minutes after that. But lately, it has been me. Lately, it's been me.
Lately.
Like the last 2 weeks. All the other times.
Mm, sometimes I do contribute. I'm sorry. I need to do better.
But
In
isn't she
general.
lovely? Look at her. Look, look at my wife. She turn in
You
real
gonna look
time.
too?
I don't want to look through the camera. I want you right here. Why am I looking over there? She fine as dinner wine and mine, oh mine. All right. Um, I see. Hi, Marie. Hi. Good to see you. Thank you all. Hey, I'm so appreciative of you all who consistently come check us out on a weekly basis, whether that's on the live or the rebroadcast.
Yeah.
Appreciate the two who we're talking to right now. Y'all always share to the communities that you are tapped into, and that is useful and helpful too. And we appreciate that you think that what we have to say is valid enough that other people in your network may benefit from it. And they have that option. They have that option because you make sure that your followers, your friends, your connections have access to it when you share. So thank you
Mm-hmm.
all for doing that. That means a lot. It speaks to me of the confidence that you all put in us because some of you all are you have so much faith that you share at the beginning and you don't know what we're going to say. And so thank you for that trust and for that confidence. I see you all are shared. Some of you have shared already right now. So we do indeed appreciate that.
Agreed.
Agreed. Amen. And it is so, and so it is. And they love it. Thank you.
And you know
Um,
what? We
mhm.
just trying to build the kingdom
That's all.
and be obedient. So
That's all.
that's all we're trying to do. So thank you for helping us get this word out
Yeah.
every week.
And so last week if you remember, we had some technical difficulties.
But you know what? I
It
you know a
was.
lot of people say
That's where I was
the
going.
devil, the devil. We
Oh
bind
no,
Satan. That was not the devil.
not at all.
Now there was some issues, but I say God was like, that's all they need today. Cut
Mm-hmm.
it,
Mm-hmm.
and then it left it at a cliffhanger.
Yes, it did. It left it at the word transplant, and that's where we're going to end up picking up today. I see more of you joining in. Let us know who's here. Good to see you all today. Um, I do want to say here we are positioned in the greater Nashville area, and we are connected to the greater Nashville community. We know that we have a lot of people who join us here from other parts of the country, um, other parts of the world. We have some people who are pretty faithful and consistent from like the continent of Australia and things like that. And so we recognize that we are not a one place type movement, but it's kind of an everywhere type movement. But where we are centered and postured and at home is the Nashville, Tennessee area. And Nashville is hurting
Yeah.
right now. And we know, we appreciate, we've heard many of you all reach out in one way or another to check on us, to check on like friends from high school, even that aren't necessarily on here, have reached out, and that means so much. It means so much that people around the world care. We absolutely have been touched by the Covenant School shooting,
This
which
was Monday,
Monday.
last
Yeah,
Monday.
it's been a week. Let me
Yeah.
just say that it's been a week, and I know there's been national coverage, and so you all are getting wherever you are, you probably are at least somewhat aware. Oh, there was another school shooting, and the fact that we have to say that that way
It's
is problematic.
terrible.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like
It's ridiculous.
yeah,
Unbelievable.
yeah, and it's shocking, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the shock factor is like being messed with
Mm-hmm.
because it has become way too frequent.
Yeah.
And so another school shooting, right? But when it comes in your backyard,
Yeah.
um, it I don't know. For one, our local media outlets are on it
Yeah.
and they're
They
staying on
covered
it.
it all day
Yeah,
Monday.
yeah, and
That's what was.
all week.
Yeah, but yeah,
Yeah,
specifically all day Monday. Like you turn on, the main cable channel, and that's all it was about. So Tennessee has been submerged
yeah.
in, the happenings.
The horrific
Yeah.
happenings, and additionally, you know, I work in the Nashville area for a Nashville entity. I'll leave it at that
Mm-hmm.
because we have a whole bunch of rules at work. And I was 4 miles from the location of
At the
the
time.
shooting during, like,
Yeah.
when the shooting occurred. And I was in a meeting with leaders, and our phones started buzzing because not only was the Covenant School impacted, but of course, the whole region was impacted. And so other schools were going on lockdown mode, and parents were trying to get to the schools where their children were. And so everybody's phones were lighting up because employees who were connected to some of us were like, "Hey, I need to go check on my child." And it's been a week, and then that was Monday, and then at the end of the week, Friday night, Saturday morning, um, tornadoes, which this is a tornado place, right?
Yeah.
But tornadoes came through, and people lost lives in those tornadoes, and
Yeah.
it was tornadoes can be another horrific
Yeah.
thing here, and so it has indeed been a week, and so thank you for prayers for this region. And
Yeah.
hey, let me say this: the impact on us, we have felt it because we are physically in the area,
And we're parents.
and we're
We have,
parents.
a school age child.
Yeah,
Man, just and we understand that small community feel of school and just
yeah,
when you for any of you who have had children in school or currently have children in school, you know how that community is.
yeah. Yeah, and so as terrible as it has, the impact has been on us, we dare not
Mm-mm.
uh, even begin to compare. That's not what we're doing here.
No.
The impact on us to the impact of those parents and those school community people that are directly a part of Covenant. Um,
Yeah.
the the EMTs, the fire, all of the work, the police who had to go in and deal with the situation, who did a phenomenal,
Mm-hmm.
phenomenal job. 12 minutes from the 911 call, the situation was, you know, I hate to use, I don't, I don't mean this lightly, but resolved in the sense of it was managed
Mm-hmm.
at that point in time. And so, again, we're not at all comparing. There are so many other people that the impact is greater on, but that just
Mm-hmm.
shows the magnitude
Yeah.
just by being in the region. Um, the impact went on us wherever you are. If you saw it, likely just because you're empathetic people, you had a level of impact,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just it's just darkness,
Yeah.
and that's what we were talking about last week. We were talking about how we live in a world filled with darkness, but we are called to be light,
Mm-hmm.
right? We did a whole talk. I won't redo our whole talk that we did last week. Go listen to it. I think it
It's
was,
short.
yeah, it's short and sweet, and I think it was good. And we saw right after that a week full of darkness
Mm-hmm.
attempting to prevail.
Mm-hmm.
And wherever you are, you can be sure darkness will attempt to prevail
Mm-hmm.
in your situation, but light is more powerful
Mm-hmm.
than darkness. And so it's attempting to prevail, but thank God for His light.
Right.
Um, Came across a scripture actually in a Bible reading plan I'm doing this week, 1 John 1:5, that says, "This is the message which we have heard from him and declare to you, that God is light, and in him is no darkness at all." So again, not going to try to recap everything that we already talked about last week, but I wanted to throw that in there as well. God is light, and in
Mm-hmm.
him there is no darkness at all. First
I
John
want to
1
read
and
the
5. Mm-hmm.
I want to read the Amplified version.
Yeah.
Y'all know I've been on that lately. This is the message of God's promised revelation, which we have heard from him and now announce to you, that God is light. He is holy.
Mm.
His message is truthful. He is perfect in righteousness. And in him there is no darkness at all. No sin, no wickedness, no imperfection.
Yeah. Yeah. And so he's sovereign, he's in control, and we gotta shine. You
Yeah.
better shine. We gonna shine.
Regardless.
In the face of darkness, in the face of adversity, that's when it is most needed for children of the light to walk in the light,
Mm-hmm.
to reflect. Yeah, you hear me? To reflect the
Mm-hmm.
light. I think that's what happens when Jesus says, "I am the light of the world," and then he turns around a little later and says, "You are the light of the world." What that the imagery that is in that is reflection,
Mm-hmm.
and when you reflect light, light gains more prominence.
Yeah.
It begins to bounce around, and so walk. The old song said, "Walk in the light."
Walk in the light.
I knew she would do it.
Beautiful light. That's all I know. What is
Me
it?
too. I know how
But
to play
that
it.
was ringing in my head when you said that
Yeah,
though.
walk in the light, the beautiful light.
Yep.
And God said, it's the word says that He is. It says God is light.
Is.
So walk in Him. God
Yeah.
is light, and then it goes on to say, and in Him there is no darkness. It can't. It can't. Darkness can't reside in Him.
Mhm.
So we have to cover ourselves in Him,
Mhm.
in the secret place of the Most High,
Yeah.
in the shadow of His wings. It says over in Psalm, wow, I think Psalm 91, if I'm correct. It says, oh man, where I'm going today is Psalm 92. So that just messed me up. That I just think I think it's Psalm 91 where it talks about uh, he that dwelleth in the secret
Secret
place of the
place.
Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty, under the shadow. So we have to hide ourselves in the light
Mm-hmm.
because darkness is trying to engulf this whole
Mm-hmm.
world. But there is a hiding place.
Mm-hmm.
Who would have thought that you would hide in the light? Our human minds would say that if I'm going to find a good hiding spot, I better hide in the dark.
Mm.
But no, if darkness is there, darkness is not going to try to creep into light. So where you need to get is under the shadow, in light. God is light. Get in the light. All right.
Mm-hmm. I think of it
Yeah.
too as like submerging yourself in the light,
Mm-hmm.
like just 100% light. And
Mm-hmm.
last week we talked about letting the light in. Let
Mm-hmm.
it be in you. Let it permeate you. You
Mm-hmm.
be in it. It be in you. You know.
Yeah. No, that's good stuff. That's good stuff. Cool. I'm just looking at the comments. What's up,
Yep.
Jermaine? What's up,
Get in the
cuz? Get in
light.
the light. Get in
I
the
know
light.
that's right. If it's dark, you go find that
I
light.
know
Get
that's
in
right.
it.
I don't like the dark.
Jump in.
I'm not gonna say I'm scared of the dark, but I don't like it.
I'm looking for the light.
And you start hearing noises. So I got to get in the light, even in
Mm-hmm.
situations that seem dark. All
Mm-hmm.
right, and so, um, Jermaine, I saw your comment this week. Like, oh man, I wanted to hear the rest. Well, good news for you. The rest
Here it is.
is coming today. Buckle up for the rest. That's what they say on the Steve Harvey morning show.
Oh,
Nephew
does
Tommy
he?
says, "Buckle up." He says something. I don't even know what he says. I don't watch it that much, but listen to it that much. But it's still funny sometimes. All right, so we began to talk. We were talking about how
We're gardeners.
we are amateur, beginning, novice.
We
What are
are
the words?
figuring it out.
Learning gardeners, right? We worked on it again this weekend. We got some stuff going. Lysandra, I don't know if you're here, but I'm sure you're watching the rebroadcast. Thank you for the tips that you put in last
Mm-hmm.
week. We actually are applying the egg carton tip. So thanks for that, because we don't know what we're doing, and we know that some of y'all have more of a green thumb than we do. But we're working on this thing. We're
Yeah.
working on it. And so we talked about um, Camille made sure that I accurately described that we had worked on building a light hut
Mm-hmm.
that has a grow light within
Within
it.
it.
I, I
There we
can I
go.
can be
We
taught.
got it.
I can be taught.
Accuracy.
I can be taught. And so we brought that down. We brought that down, and we got some stuff going in our light hut. And so we looked at the timing, and it's going to take like 7 to 10 days for some stuff, and
To germinate.
different
Yeah.
amount of times for the seed to begin to break through. Remember, this
The
is where we were
soil.
to break through
Mm-hmm.
and germinate, and for the seed to transform to a seedling.
Mm-hmm.
That's when there's some breakthrough. It's not a seedling until there's some breakthrough.
Mm-hmm.
And then after the period of time where it has the extended exposure to the light, see, I'm learning. I'm talking like I know what I'm talking about. If I don't judge me. Don't judge me. And after it has that time, that exposure to the light, and it gets to that point of breakthrough, then we know that the things that we have, the seeds that we planted, are becoming what they are.
But
Oh my
it doesn't
goodness.
happen without care, though.
Yeah.
So it's in a state of being watered, getting the right amount of light. You got to check on it every day. So it it's like being parented. It's
Hmm.
being
Cultivated.
cultivated. Yep. And then it worked when something sprouts up out of that soil.
Breakthrough.
Something's working.
Breakthrough.
Something's changing.
Hmm. And it's beginning at that point of breakthrough. That seed begins to look like what it always was.
Mm-hmm.
What it is. You always have been what God called and created you to be.
Yeah.
You've always been that, but you just needed the right environment.
Mm-hmm.
You just needed the right exposure to light. God is light.
Mm-hmm.
In Him is no darkness. You just needed, oh my goodness, to have somebody cultivate and care
Mm-hmm.
for you. And that begins to give you the opportunity
Mm-hmm.
to break through, to become or not to become, because you already were it, to manifest.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. To manifest the qualities that have been lying within you in seed form, to begin to break through the soil, to be who you always were called to be. This is your season to be
What you've always been.
what you've always been. People told you that what you've always been, that there was something wrong with it. People tried to convince you that you should try to be something else. No, no, no. You will continually fail at trying to be something that you're not, but you will thrive and flourish at being who he has called you to be. And so we're here. We want to cultivate it. I know we're from a
Mm-hmm.
distance. I know we're doing it virtually, but we're doing our best. Like our mission, our purpose, our why. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Our purpose. Our why in this is to try to give you some cultivation so
Mm-hmm.
that you can actualize your potential, so that you can become and fully present and manifest the qualities, the seed, the taste. You need to
Mm-hmm.
smell like what you are. You need to taste like what he called you to be. You need to exhibit it. It needs to manifest.
Mm-hmm.
It needs to exude from your pores. He said you're a leader, then you need to exude leader. He said you're the head and not the tail, above and only and not beneath, the lender, not the borrower. He said he's called you to all these things: a parent, a father, a spouse, a mother, whatever it is. I don't know. You know your why better than I know your why, but you just need some cultivation. And as you, yeah, go ahead.
Well, and this is the other thing that came to me is that you this requires a commitment, right?
Mm,
So it's not like these seedlings can be in that environment a little bit
yeah.
and then go out of that environment and then after a little while go back in the environment and it's supposed to become a seedling. It will not work. And
Mm,
so it's the same with us. We have to be committed to this planted season,
mm-hmm,
to a planted season and let the light in.
mm-hmm,
Let God work on us.
mm-hmm.
Be committed to that time period so that we can sprout up.
Yeah.
We can't be in and out. We can't
Mm,
be lukewarm, y'all.
you'll be committed to the light.
We can't be straddling the fence.
Yeah.
Is you is or is you ain't.
Oh Lord. Thank you for the reference.
Jermaine, yeah, it's sort of like a greenhouse. It's really Kaden and I built it for her science project. I think it was last year, but it's a box with an open front, and then we put ventilating rectangular slits on both sides of the box. It's a square, and then in the very top we put in the grow light, and so like I said, in the front it's completely open. It has like a an aluminum foil flap to
And
it
there's aluminum foil all around
on
on
the
the
inside.
inside.
Yeah,
Some of
and
y'all have seen light huts and grow lights for other purposes. Just go ahead. Carry on.
because other folks starting
Some
seeds.
folks have been gardeners for longer than we've been. I've seen these things in other environments that I've been in
Yeah.
back in the day. But
Yes.
it's like it is
Cultivation.
like a greenhouse.
Yep, it is like a greenhouse though.
so, so then we talked about now once it becomes a seedling, that begins to be the limit of what can happen in that confined environment
Mm-hmm.
of a light hut. It's too small. The stuff that it's planted in within the light hut is too small. And there has to be a process. Oh man, I'm going somewhere I wasn't planning on going. Of placing the starter plant
Mm-hmm.
into a more natural, oh my goodness, habitation.
Mm-hmm.
It needs now, once it breaks through, it doesn't anymore need so much the artificial light.
Mm-hmm.
It needs the real light.
Mm-hmm.
And so, even in that process, we have to begin the process of a dual transplantation. So we
Mm-hmm.
have to transplant, and that's where we left off last
Mm-hmm.
week, right? Uh, we have to transplant it from the light hut environment over. Well, first we found out.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah,
remind
go
you that.
ahead.
Well, after like these 8 weeks for most of the seedlings that we're growing right now, um, after 8 weeks, then we are to transfer it to an out a covered outdoor environment for 1 week before we actually transplant it into this bigger habitat for it to flourish, right?
Right.
And produce the food that we're going to eat. So yeah,
How
in
long? Okay.
a week.
Okay.
So a week of being in the elements, of being in a new place, of getting used to what it's about to be, what its new environment is about to be. But still, it has to be covered. It's got to have some protection still.
Sheltered.
Yep.
Oh my goodness,
So,
that's Psalm 91 again. I wasn't trying to go to Psalm 91, but y'all read it. Read Psalm 91. That's and you'll see some of this stuff. Why I keep on like shelter of the Most High. So we have to transplant it, but in the process of transplanting, there's a short term. Oh my goodness, there's a short term sheltered position that it must go in before it will get to the place where we transplant it to the point where it will actually flourish and begin to
and
bear
produce.
and produce
Yeah.
fruit, vegetables,
Harvest.
the vegetation harvest.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, overflow,
We might be
abundance.
on this for a while.
Yeah,
'Cause
this is like a lived message for us right now. And so I came across a scripture just before I came upstairs. It was one reason why I was a little late. Um, that I want to share. It's actually a whole chapter, Psalm 92. And we're going to get to this transplant thing through this. This is the vehicle to get us to this transplant theme for you today. And I'm going to read more verses than I'm going to talk about, but I'm going to read the 92nd number Psalm, Psalm 92, verses 4 through 15. But I really want to key in on verses 12, 13, and 14. So let me read it. It says, I just love how it starts, first of all. It says, "You thrill me, Lord, with all you have done for me." I'm going to start over. "You thrill me, Lord, with all you have done for me.
thank you, Lord.
I sing for joy because of what you have done. O Lord, what great works you do, and how deep are your thoughts. Only a simpleton would not know, and only a fool would not understand this. Though the wicked sprout like weeds, and evildoers flourish, they will be destroyed forever. But you, O Lord, will be exalted forever." I wish somebody would type forever.
Forever.
"Your enemies, Lord, will surely perish. All evildoers will be scattered. But you have made me as strong as a wild ox. You have anointed me with the finest oil. My eyes have seen the downfall of my enemies. My ears have heard the defeat of my wicked opponents." But here's where I really want to get to. Verse 12 says, "But the godly will flourish like palm trees and grow strong like the cedars of Lebanon. For they are transplanted to the Lord's own house. They flourish in the courts of our God.
Wow.
Even in old age, they will still produce fruit. They will remain vital and green. They will declare, 'The Lord is just. He is my rock. There is no evil in him.'" I read the other scripture to you. There's no darkness in him. There's no evil in him. All right. So verses 12 through 14, I'm going to reread. "But the godly will flourish like palm trees and grow strong like the cedars of Lebanon, for they are transplanted." This is where they're going. This is the ultimate habitation. They're being put in a place where they can really produce and bear fruit and flourish for a long term. They're a place of promise. They're Oh my goodness. Their promised land, the land of milk and honey, the land that flourishes and that provides for them, that gives them everything that they need,
Mm.
the land that has good soil with all the nutrients they need, the land where they can be directly cultivated by the God who is light. By oh my goodness, they can have permanent exposure to the God who is light. It says, "But the godly will flourish like palm trees and grow strong like the cedars of Lebanon, for they are transplanted to the Lord's own house. They flourish in the courts of our God. Even in old age, they will still produce fruit. They will remain vital and green." Let's take that in for a
That's
minute.
good.
They will remain vital and green. So there's a temporary transitionary place from the light hub where we begin the initial development and get our breakthrough. We temporarily get placed in a location that's not our home. That's earth. The Bible says that we are aliens in this land. This isn't our home, but we have a land, a home eternal, not made with hands, in the heavens. So this transitionary, the 1 week that
Mm-hmm.
we have to put the plant outside in the natural habitat for exposure to
Mm-hmm.
the real light
In a protected
in a
state.
protected shelter,
Mm-hmm.
that's our existence. But he's preparing us for a more permanent, oh my goodness, existence, a place of blessings, a
Mm.
place of promise, a place with full flourishing.
Mm.
Oh my goodness. A place where we actualize our potential, a place where we really manifest, where we become. But this says that even in this, even once we're transplanted, in this process, whether we're talking about the ultimate transplant to heaven or the transplant to earth, into our purpose, into our promised land, either way you want to take that, it says that what's going to happen is that he's going to place us in a place where we remain productive.
Mm-hmm.
I love verse 14. Even in their old age, they will produce. We're going to just keep producing. Oh my goodness. Even in old age, they will produce fruit and they will remain vital and green. I wonder what the Amplified Version says. I bet you we're going to find out. Uh, and I love it. I love it. So I hope that's encouraging to somebody, even right there. There is a place of production for you. Oh my goodness. And so sometimes we have to be transplanted from one location to another, but we're not ready for that until we have begun to look like what he called us and created us to be. And then he will transplant us. I'm gonna be quiet.
So, Psalm 92, verse 12 through 15, I'll read. The righteous will flourish like the date palm, long lived, upright, and useful.
Mm,
They will grow like a cedar in Lebanon, majestic and stable. I
mm,
love that, stable.
mm,
Planted in the house of the Lord, they will flourish in the courts of our God. Growing in grace, they will still thrive and bear fruit and prosper in old age.
mm,
They will
mm.
flourish and be vital and fresh, rich in trust and love and contentment. They are living memorials to declare that the Lord is upright and faithful to his promises. He is my rock, and there is no unrighteousness in him.
I don't think I gotta. I don't think we gotta say a whole lot. I think the scripture says it all. Um, man.
Wow. I just love that. Verse 12, the righteous will flourish like the date palm, long lived, upright, and useful.
Love it.
Like that word in the other version was vital, I think.
Yep.
Like,
Green and vital.
yeah,
Yep.
there's a reason for us to be here.
Yeah.
You know, we are vital to the kingdom.
Yeah.
We're vital to, this earth for God's work.
Yeah. Yep. And so that's what keeps us green. Also, representations of green. It's about life.
Mm-hmm.
It's about life. I remember at the church we had in Big Rapids, there was a room we had
Mm-hmm.
painted green, and we were thinking that
Mm-hmm.
we wanted to name it. I was like, that's the life suite.
Yep.
That's the life suite. And so, like, he's trying to, man, Jesus said, I have come
Mm.
that you might have life and that you might have it more abundantly.
Mm-hmm.
I came that you will be productive, vital, upright, long living, all this stuff,
Majestic and
majestic.
stable,
That's what he wants for you.
useful,
Yeah, he got plans for you. He got plans for you. And so
rich in trust and love
man,
and contentment.
that's cultivation. That's cultivation, right? He wants to cultivate you so that all of these good things that he intended for you, that he put in you when he created you, when he formed you. He said, I knew you before I formed you in your mother's womb and I ordained you. I put certain stuff in you. I put the right minerals in you. I put the right substance in you. I put, oh my goodness. And I'm cultivating you.
Mm.
I know people don't always cultivate you, but he says, I'm going to cultivate you. You come stay in my house.
Mm.
Oh my God, I was glad when they said unto me, let us go into the house of the Lord. He said, come, I know you in that existence, but just hide it. This is Psalm 91. I got to read it. Psalm 91. Hide in me. I just got to read at least the beginning. Psalm 91. He who dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, he is my refuge and my fortress. My God, in him I will trust. And it goes on and on. But those are the ones I wanted to read. Um, I mean, he has a whole plan for you. I need you to really recognize that. He wants to use you. So vital, that word is an interesting word.
Mm-hmm.
It is the first thought that we have. It's like important, right? You're vital. You're vital to me. You're vital to the functionality of whatever, of this company, of this organization, of this family, of this work, of the kingdom. You're vital. But it's also where we get the word vitality, life, lifeless. I mean, life, not lifeless, the
Liveliness.
opposite. Liveliness. Thank you. It's a good thing I don't do this by myself. I would have been like, "What's the
You
word,
would have
y'all?"
fixed it.
I would have.
Somebody
Y'all
would
would
have
have had to help
helped
me.
you.
But it's that vitality. It's that vivaciousness. Is where we get that to
Yeah.
vive. That's it's coming from that root. It's that being full of life. I've come that you might have life and that you might have it more abundantly. He is trying to set us up to flourish us. And so he knows he has to transplant us. Even if we're in this world, we're not of this world. You hear me? You are in this world, but you're not of the. You're a stranger in this land, an alien. I know Daniel watches it on the rebroadcast. He'll resonate with that. We're aliens here, right? That's why we don't fit in everywhere. We don't make sense to everybody.
Peculiar.
Peculiar people. Holy means set apart, right? And I don't mean you're perfect. Don't get it twisted, but you're different.
Mm-hmm.
I wish somebody would type that. I'm not perfect, but I'm different. I like it. Ooh, I like that. I'm not perfect, but I'm different.
And vital,
Yeah.
the definition says absolutely necessary or important.
Yeah.
Essential.
Essential. Essential.
We're important to him.
Yeah.
He needs us.
He needs us. He needs you.
Mm-hmm.
He needs you. He needs you wherever he plants you.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
Don't miss that.
Yep.
He needs you wherever he plants you. And then once he sees, all right, you can handle this environment, then he may transplant you. This what did the scripture say in 92? It talked about transplant. It talked about that. I gotta get back to it. It says, for they are transplanted to the Lord's own house, or to his purpose, to his kingdom. He needs you, and he may he's gonna, when you begin to exhibit the character that he intended for you to exhibit, then he might move you physically, geographically, mentally. You might be in the same location, but with a different mindset.
Mm-hmm.
That's still a transplant. Oh my goodness. Then we
Mm.
begin to think about the medical connotations of the word transplant.
Mm.
We talked this morning. One of our friends had a heart transplant. Um, he's still himself, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he has a different. I'm not perfect, but I'm different.
Mm.
He has a different heart functioning. The transplant means I can take something from where it is and it will function in another body, in another environment, in another situation, and it can even make that situation better. This is good to me. This is good to me. I looked up the etymology of transplant, and it breaks it down. Etymology is where words originally come from, and I'm an English major, so I like that because many times we start using words and they don't mean what we think they
Out of
mean.
context.
Yep. So really, where that word came from is you take both parts. So there's the trans. We know the word trans these days for a lot of reasons. Um, that word means across, beyond, or through. So trans begins to be a locational word. Like you were here, but now you're here. So transition. We were in this situation, but now the situation has changed.
Transfer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
transfer. We move from one department to another. Transform. We were in one state, but now we're moving to another state. It's that location thing, right? So trans is going. It's on the other side. It's across. It's beyond. It's over. It's somewhere else,
Yeah.
right? So that's where the trans comes. But then we talk about plant, and it comes from the Old English plante, young tree or shrub, a herb, newly planted. And let me get down to the part that really was making me plantare. It comes from the verb plantare, um, which is to drive in with the feet. Oh my goodness! So if I'm
Feet first.
planting like a seed, I gotta I gotta push it down in that soil. Matter of fact, they had in the early days of farming donkeys and mules and different animals that would just clump down on the ground to press and compact the soil in so that that thing that is planted is secure in the place that you're putting it in. So that when a wind comes, it can't blow it because it's pressed down, shaken together, running over. Oh my goodness. It's compressed. It's undergone some pressure. If I'm planting something, it's undergone some pressure to secure its place in the environment. Who am I talking to today? You've been transplanted. So you were planted and secure in one place, and now for some of you, he has dug you up, and now he's moving you with the roots and the soil, and he's transplanting you, and he's putting you. He said, "Come dwell in where I have you to be, in my house. Come be a part of my kingdom. I have use for you here. I have a task. I see that you're breaking through. I see that you're becoming who I called you to be. So now I'm gonna move. I'm gonna move you. But then this is the part that feels problematic. When he wants to use you, he starts stepping on you again. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Because he's driving you. This is the plantare. He's driving you into the position he wants you to be. He's putting the things in you and around you. Oh, and oh my goodness, he's using you and he's putting you there so that when the wind comes, you're not tossed to and fro.
Unshakable.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. You're secure.
Stable.
Stable. You're secure in that environment that y'all feeling this like I'm feeling this, that he's pressing you in. So transplanting, like we always like, ooh, I want to move. Like geographically. I want to move to a new place. But this isn't always geographic. Sometimes it is. And let me tell you, we did a geographic move and it was like, oh man, he's stepping on me.
Yeah.
But even it doesn't even have to be geographic. A transplanting of your be ye transformed by the formed again. Change your form. Be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. If he calls you to start seeing things different, it can even feel like that. Now I'm seeing things different. You would think that means now I'm about to walk into, oh, I'm thinking on a higher plane. I'm on another level. I'm deeper. You think that's going to be easy, but then he has to start stepping, pounding. The mule begins to walk and press you down into the soil because he's got to have you secure, stable. Oh my goodness.
I don't have anything to add. That's good.
So to drive in with the feet, to push into the ground with the feet. to level the earth.
Wow.
He says, I'm going to make it right.
Mm.
I'm going to level this playing field.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to make it. Oh, my
The
goodness.
the light
Yeah.
that needs to counter the darkness.
Yeah.
We are the light.
Yeah. I need you.
Mm.
I need you because I'm trying to level the playing field.
Mm.
God says, I need kingdom people. Whew. I hope you're feeling this. It's an invitation. It's an invitation. And it's, we've made it all deep in the church world. Nah, he's just inviting
Yeah.
you to the kingdom.
And don't think so little of what God gives you to do or what assignments God gives to you. Everything that he gives individual people, it's all needed
Yeah.
for his purpose, for his glory,
Yeah.
for his plans.
Yeah.
Everything that we do for him matters.
Yeah. Hey, Tracy. Good to see you. Yeah. I'm not perfect, but I'm different.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. He's making us secure. And that's really what we want, but sometimes we have to go through some painful
Mm-hmm.
transitions,
Mm-hmm.
transfers, transplants.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we have to go through some pain to get to where we're trying to get, and that is
Mm-hmm.
secure,
Yeah.
stable. I like what you read, the stability,
Yeah.
productive,
Yeah.
all this stuff, upright, long live,
Mm-hmm.
vital,
Vital.
green, life giving, abundant.
Hmm.
These are all the promises, man. I get excited about it. I know I get excited about
I mean, my thing is, if we gonna go through,
it. At least.
I'd rather go through with what he has for me to go through.
Yeah. And knowing that I'm going through, but I'm coming out.
Right. There's something on the other side of it.
Yeah. I can go through this stress if I know that in the end, all things work together for my good. That gives you a little bit more tenacity to hold on while you're going through when you know that there is another side. There's a other side of this thing.
Yeah.
Man, that's that's what I have today. No, that's what you had. Unless you got more. She always has more. But she only gives it to us in teaspoons. I'm like, take this hose.
No, I think that's awesome. I love that we're looking at this from. It's so funny because God impressed on me
Mm.
that our family needed to do a garden this year, and even though we don't know half of what we're doing, we're
No.
learning. We're researching, following directions,
Mm.
reading things, finding YouTube videos where there are experts, experienced people who know how to make this stuff work and how to make things grow and teach us what things to look out for, stuff like that. So, I mean, we're growing in this. But yes, growth. Yeah, Jermaine. So it's a learning process, but I didn't know it was gonna be a message too.
It's like a living message.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, hopefully that's helpful to somebody. Um, I know things don't always go great. Sometimes we're surrounded by darkness, but we have a way of escape. We have a place we can hide,
Mm-hmm.
and we have a hope.
Yeah.
Man, and that hope is what keeps us going.
Yeah.
We have a hope that even though I'm feeling stepped on, I might just be being planted. That's a perspective shift right there.
Yeah.
Is he stepping on me or is he planting me?
And that's the thing that just came to mind for me too, is when things get challenging, um, we need to kind of sit back and ask the Lord, "What is this? Is this where you want me to be? Is this what you have for me to go through? What am I supposed to learn through this?" So recognize where you're at
Mm-hmm.
when these types of challenges come up. Um, it's not always the devil.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily always the fault of someone else.
Yeah.
Um, it may not be because you made this bad decision. Now you got to go through this. Now sometimes that does happen.
Yeah.
But just recognize where you're at. Sometimes you are right where God wants you to be.
Yeah.
And if we know that when we're in it, we can go through it like a soldier,
Yeah.
you know?
The Bible says, endure hardness as a good soldier.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's planting. And some of these things that we're feeling are growing pains.
Mm, yeah.
Man, this is good. What's up, Mom? How you doing?
Hey, Mom Jones.
Wonderful. Great.
She said she coming
Mom.
out.
Coming out. So yeah, I think that's good. I think that's it. Uh, that's the rest of the story from last week. We just weren't released to give it until this week.
Man, God shut it down.
He's like, no, no,
Okay.
no, not too much,
Right.
not too
He's
much.
like, that's it.
That's all they need this week. We'll give them more next week.
Yeah.
Yep. So I'm with it.
Yeah.
I hope.
Remember, though, be committed. If it's a process that you're like, I'm pretty sure this is what God has for me to go through right now, plant your feet. What that thing say, feet first?
Feet first.
Plant your feet and be unwavering. Go through it.
Yeah.
Because there's something for you on the other side. There's growth, there's
Abundance.
vitality, there's
Mhm.
stability.
Yeah.
You're learning something.
Long life.
You're being developed. And you're going to
Uprightness.
be this beautiful
Productive.
plant, this
Flourishing.
beautiful tree, producing.
Yeah. What's up, Earlene?
Hey, Arlene, we about done, y'all.
Good to see y'all. Go back and watch it from the beginning if you just got here. It's good stuff, I think. So, we love y'all. Hope you have a light-filled week.
Yeah, Jermaine, living messages. I like that.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
really, truthfully is.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's like an illustrated message, but like with real time. Like, it's not even staged. It's like we gotta keep telling y'all about our gardening, I guess, for a little while.
I think so. It cracks me up how when we're reading about what to do with these plants and seeds and soil, our minds keep going to scriptural stuff.
Mm-hmm. The nutrients are in the soil.
Mhm.
And all of these are like symbols, like the soil, the light, the water. All of this stuff has spiritual meaning.
And God is in nature.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. You can learn so much. I'll leave you with this. I keep talking. I'm laughing because I keep on talking.
I know we keep having one last thought.
Yeah. George Washington Carver, the great scientist, black scientist, inventor that did all the things with the peanut and sweet potato. Those are the main things that he worked with. He was a man of faith. He asked God, God, give me insight, but I can't handle all of your knowledge. It's too much for me. So just let's focus it in. Teach me everything you can teach me about a small thing, about the peanut. We sometimes we want it all, but if we really get our focal point and focus in on what he called and created us to do, when we begin to exhibit the qualities of the seed that he put in us that's germinating within us, like we're still talking about George Washington Carver from the 1800s, late 1800s, I think, early 1900s.
He figured out how to make soap from that.
Yeah, all sorts of
Who would have
things.
thought?
All sorts of things. And so, work your peanut. Thrive, flourish.
Get all you can out of this.
In
what
being
God
who
has
you
for
are. Right? Like, not chasing after who you aren't. Just really, really work on being fully you.
Commit to this.
Yeah. Not the you've been manifesting that is outside of the scope of who you're really supposed to be. You know when you're doing that too. We all do. But be the fully you that you were created to be. Let's work toward that.
Ask God, y'all. Talk to him. Ask him to reveal the things to you that he has for you.
Yeah. Your why. Is that the final thought?
I think so. Jermaine wrote My Purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it just all works together because it's just this circulatory thing. Like, it informs your purpose.
Yeah. Yep.
One more thing that informs your purpose.
Yep.
One more avenue. God is
I knew she was
in
going.
everything. I mean, from left to right. But like, we can't fathom all the things that He uses to teach us. Things about ourselves. Things about what He wants out of us. So don't limit Him. That would be a disservice to you.
She sure is fine. Oh, I'm sorry. Snap back. All right. Y'all have a good week. I think that's it. I don't
think
know.
so. I don't know either.
Hey, we'll kick it all day.
I'm just basking. I have a lot of thoughts coming through. I feel like God is just ministering to me in this setting. So
We don't got to move from it.
it's exciting to me. I'm excited for you all, who are a part of this, hearing this, and I mean, your wheels have to be turning. Mine are. But I mean, I think the one of the major things right now that I want to focus on is like the fact that we can go to God and ask Him, God, what do you have for me to do?
Mm.
Where do you have me planted? What do you want me to do right now? What do you want me to do with this? How do you want me to be in this situation? What am I to learn?
This is so good. Like, there's no reason for us to rush. We're at home, so we can sit and talk to y'all. It's just you all are around our table in a sense right now. So Tracy, I see your comment. That's so cool. Um, I love it. And hey, just in case they click on it, what's up, Jennifer? What's up, Sharon? All my old schoolmates. That's so cool. I'm glad this is useful for you. Life job change. Yeah, transition. Yep. Situation is shifting. No more unhappiness. This is great. I'm glad that this was useful for you to have just a landmark moment to say, okay, that's what I needed.
But see, that's what God does. Like,
Isn't he
He
good?
confirms things. And see, we got to follow these nuggets, y'all. He is leading us. And He's so inventive, so creative in how He leads us.
Yeah.
And so we have to be open to seeing where God is leading, how God is speaking to us. That's the other thing. Learn the language of how God communicates with you. And it's not just going to be one way all the time. Get in Him, y'all. Get in the light and stay in the light.
Yeah.
So that when He speaks, when He guides, when He directs, you on it. Because you know that's Him.
We love you back, Jermaine. What's up, Lysandra? Lysandra, see, I did it again.
Yeah, you backtracking.
I know.
Oh, Tracy says she got to grab a Kleenex.
Hey, I'm glad it's a meaningful moment. I'm glad it's a meaningful moment. We will all be praying for each other.
Let's do that.
Life keeps lifing, so it's nice to have a network and a community of people who can go to bat for one another because we're all facing stuff, and so you're not alone. Not alone. Learn to read the room. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. We just in the afterglow.
I think so.
We're in the afterglow now. We just chilling
Yeah.
now. If you gotta go on ahead. We just chilling. Cool. I don't like moving too fast out of these kinds of environments because I just feel like good things are happening.
Yeah.
Like, and not even us, right? Like God is doing things and speaking things and giving. He's giving these feelings. He's giving. I don't have the power to
Mm-hmm.
give anybody like a peace about a situation, but He does. He says, "I'll give you a peace that passes all understanding." Peace that doesn't even make sense. Peace in situations where you should feel like worried and anxious and turmoil and frustrated and scared. He'll give you a peace. I feel that for you, Tracy, that He's going to
Mm-hmm.
give you a peace for what you're walking into, to operate it fully in like who you are with a confidence. Like I know what I do. I know what I bring to the table, and so this is awesome. This is great.
Mm-hmm.
This is great. So thank you all. I'm following Camille now. You see,
I'm
I keep
just,
looking over.
I'm just, I'm just listening and feeling and hearing. He, he's the source. You know, we have so many people have so many questions in life, and people want to find out answers to questions from so many different sources. God is the source.
Hmm.
I think that a lot of us feel like we don't have time to commit to communion with the Lord. If He's the source, then you got to spend time with Him.
Yeah.
You got to talk to Him.
Make time.
You got to listen to Him. You got to listen for Him. And you all know those times when He has spoken to you. And if you still have questions, talk to Him.
Yeah.
Keep asking. Keep asking for help. Keep asking for direction. Keep asking for guidance.
There's a peace in it. He gives you peace. Just knowing that you can engage.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I'm with you on that, Lysandra. I like talking to God. You said I like talking to God. You're up in the middle of the night sometimes. Yeah, I find myself doing that a lot more um, in the last few years. Like, um, it's more of a regular thing, and I'm not as concerned about who sees me talking seemingly to myself. Sometimes my daughter would be like, "Mom, who are you talking to?" She doesn't do it as much anymore, but I'm like, I'm just praying right now. I'm just praying.
Thank you, Tracy.
Thank you.
Clear?
I think I'm clear.
I'm clear. All right. We love y'all. Have a phenomenal week, and we'll be back. Peace.